Thank you. Let's get everybody in here. Let's, can we circle up? Do we know how to do that? Let's bring it in. Let's get this mob together. Let's get close.
Sorry.
Come on, let's make some room so everybody can come in. I'd like to start. My name is Shane Shooter Nelson. I'm a psychologist, wilderness therapist, and I was able to travel the world with the Discovery Channel for over a decade. And I learned more about America, being out of America, than I possibly could have ever done just being close to home. And I'd like to start all of this today by thanking you for being here, taking action, your civic responsibilities to what is clearly a hostile takeover, an invasion, a return to monarchy, which is not what we were about. So I'd like to start with a moment of silence, but not to mourn anything, instead to think about the America that you believed in, to think about the America that is in jeopardy of disappearing forever right now. So if we just take like a full minute, and I want you to conjure in your head this idea of what America is, like why are you here today? The person next to you, why are they here today? Because we all have an idea of what America is, and right now things are being taken away. Things are being taken away. That is what they do. They take away. We give. That's what our party does. We give. We are the givers. They are a specific group of people with a specific ideology that aligns for a specific group of people. We are everybody else. Everybody else. So let's take that moment and really think, put into the air, put into consciousness what America can be and what you would like it to be still. The sound, the silence right here, that is the sound of our party. That is the sound of our belief. We are not the violent people. We are not the yellers and the screamers. We are the ones who do community service. We are the ones who take jobs for lesser pay that and somehow it helps other people or helps the world. It does something. We are the quiet party. We are the party of feeling and emotion. We are the party, like I said, of everybody else. And so this silence right here is part of the reason we're here today. We're in the position we are.
Don't you think we need to get louder?
That's a great segue to what I was about to say. Who was that guy? That guy needs to come up. The greatest weapon of the fascists is the tolerance of the pacifists. And I think it's really time for us to move forward. We need to admit a couple things. One of them is the insurrection attempt of January 6th was absolutely successful. It went off like clockwork. It went down. We thought we crushed it. Oh, look at us. We're great. We elected Biden. Ha, let's give each other high fives and ignore the problems that are still going on. What happened on January 6th is that man is now the president of the United States, and everybody involved is working for ICE. They were pardoned and released. That is a successful insurrection. It's time we admit that. Like they did that. They did that to us. They did that to our country, and we watched. So it's time to rise. It's time to be quiet. No longer. It's time to find the voice. Because as Americans, this First Amendment right that we are displaying right now in costume, in joy, in love, this is not only our right, it's our responsibility. Because as we look out on this crowd, what is the demographic here? I mean, be honest. We kind of go to Denny's early, and we're white. We're white as a Tom Sawyer painted fence. So, where are our youth? Right? Where are the children that were not brought here? That's right. That's right. And why are you here today?
Because fuck Trump and what he's done to our country.
Fuck Trump and what he's done to our country. That we've taught our children to have a voice, but then we don't necessarily let them use it. Fuck Trump and what he's done to our country. What's your name? Ray? Yes, you are, Ray. Ray says, fuck Trump and what he's done to our country. I agree with Ray. The time for silence is no longer. When we look back through history, tyranny has a map. In the 1930s in Germany, as Hitler was rising to power, he came up with there was a plan, and it was called Lügenpresse. It meant false press. And it basically means fake news. Because once you decredit the press, you can say anything you want, and there's a side that will find truth to it. So we had our alternative facts. They instilled this in us, and yet Fox News still blares through the airwaves mistruths. In 2011, I was in North Africa when I woke up to an email from the State Department saying American citizens need to leave this country. We need to get across the Straits of Gibraltar. We need to find our way to Portugal, to Spain, and hopefully France or England. And I had no idea why. The country I was in, Morocco, is 99% Islamic. And I had been there for 8 months working on a show, and I had engaged with the people in a way that was just real. I was in their houses. They were giving me food. I was walking through their land. I was making friends, and they were some of the most devout, beautiful people I've ever met. And I saw this email, and I'm like, I don't understand this email. And I blew it off, and I went and got in my little taxi to go to the village where I like to write and roll cigarettes and drink dark coffee. And I got in the taxi, and there were already some gentlemen in there, and the temperature was very cold. It was very different than any other day. And as I'm wondering what's going on, the radio's on. It's on an Islamic station. And it was in Arabic, and the two words I understood were Osama Obama. Osama Obama. And then I realized something happened. I realized that something happened while I slept that changed everything. Changed the temperature of that cab for sure. And I looked at the men, there were 4 of them in there, and I said, I'll get out here. And I got out, and they got out. And they followed me, and I was in a small village, and my back was against a wall, and they surrounded me. And I realized this is how it happens. It is so easy. No one in the world who knew my name knew where I was that day, and I was about to be disappeared. One of them spoke English, and these men were important men in the village, I could tell. Some people might call them terrorists. These were men who took care of their village. There's a big difference over there in the titles. And he squared up with me, and his friends were behind him, and he said, "Are you American?" And this is the moment. Are you American? We were trained to say we're Canadian for the work we did. Because Canada. Who hates Canada? Nobody. A lot of people hate America out there. Yeah, Trump hates. Yeah, he's fucked up Canada. Like, how do you break that friendship? He asked me if I was American, and I looked him in the eye, and I knew in this moment, the honesty, the only thing I could say was, yes, I am. And I said it with dignity, and I said it with intention. I did not say it necessarily with a lot of pride, but I said it truth. Yes, I am, and I'm ready for whatever consequence. The next events that follow, I'm ready because I am an American, and I do represent America when I'm abroad and at home and wherever I am. It's part of my identity. And he said, "They killed Osama last night." I said, I did not know that. And he said, "Congratulations." And I said, "Please don't congratulate me for that. That's not my war." And he said, "What do you mean?" And I said, there's so many of us that are not engaged in this. We don't wish the hatred. We don't wish the separation. We don't want the oil from under your ground. We don't need, this is not who we are. And he looked at me, and he looked around. His friends did not speak English, which is probably what saved my life. And he said, "He was a very bad Muslim." And I said, "I don't know anything about that." And then he looked around, and he goes, things are gonna happen here in a couple seconds. And he goes, "But first, I want to give you a hug." And he said, "Maybe now we could be friends." And that man moved in so fast that I was in a place ready to not die and to resist that. And that man came in, kissed me on the cheek twice, and his friends were just going crazy with, "What are you doing?" And what this man was doing in front of the entire village was showing them that I was protected, that I was under his care. And I didn't realize that at the time, but he goes, "They're gonna want to hug you too." And he turns around and he talks to them, and Arabic is a very demonstrative language. It's all hands, and it's growling, and it's how warm is it outside? It's really warm. It's just a lot like that. And so they're going off, and they're looking at me, and then they just moved in, and they hugged me. And the man waved his hand, and the people that were sitting at the table right over here got up and left, and quickly the table was clean. He goes, "Sit." And I sat. I was held for 4 hours that day. And I was held for 2 reasons. One, because they were concerned for my safety. And that right there, what country are we that would be that this is not a story, this is not the ending you would expect in a story. Like, that's what we're told they are. We do not behave like that. I don't know what would happen to him. I fear for the man that was in my shoes in this country. And so he sat down at a table, and we did the thing that is the ancient thing. We broke bread and we drank tea. And I sat there for 4 hours, and the people at the table interchanged, and people came and people went, and everybody asked me the same thing through my friend who is now the translator for all, and it was, why do you hate us? And I said, we don't hate you. We're very sorry for you. And my question to them would be, why do you want to destroy us? And they said, we don't. And I said, that is how we feel. And so that day, I was vouched for by a man who put his entire life, his status in his community, his family. There could have been dire consequences when I left his table that day. For me, I was protected and safe, and was able to move freely back to where I was going. For him, I don't know what he did, but he stuck up for me that day. And I am a white, male, medium-sized, average motherfucker. I am the most middle size of anything in America, like the white, I'm the thing right now that is not really the best received. And I am well aware of my privilege. I really am. I'm well aware of it. And right now, my privilege, as I look out on this crowd, the people here are the people that are not afraid to be here. And the people who aren't afraid to be here have had a lifetime of not having to be afraid. And so the people that aren't here are the ones that are terrified of ICE. And ICE is primarily white. And so right now, our privilege, it's time to pay the piper. We owe. I have benefited off the backs and the suffering of people who do not look like me. And I'm ready to give my white privilege up to them. I am. I'm ready. I've had a great fucking life. I've been all over the world. I've loved. I got married in a hut in Africa. I had to trade 20 cows for my bride. And when they found out I'd never killed a lion, they almost kicked me out of the country 'cause I was just a boy. I've seen things that I'm so blessed to see. The human condition is what we're standing for right now. And it is our turn to get in front and take the punches. We owe. I believe that I owe this. My life has been remarkable, and I am blessed. And I'm blessed because of this privilege. And I'm ready to stand in front and do whatever it takes for the people behind me so that they have a chance to feel this blessing that I feel every day. Because I wake up thinking I can do anything. And other people don't have that right. The LGBTQ trans community does not wake up thinking that. They wonder who's after them today. And I'm here for them. I'm here for minorities. I'm here for immigrants. I'm here for the most illegal alien possible. I'm here for all of them, because who are we right now is really what's at stake. It's our country, but it's who are we in this moment. I taught school. I'm a psychologist in school, and during this 2016, when this was beginning, a student said, aren't you not supposed to show us what side you're on? And I said, yeah, you're right. And I stopped, and I you got me there, bud. And then I stopped, and I turned around, and I'm like, no, no. I'm supposed to show you what's right. I'm supposed to show, this is my role, and I'll be damned if I'm going to stand here and not be on the side of history that I believe in the most. So this is where we are. This is a moment in time, not just in our country, but in humanity. Humanity is at stake. What is going on is inhumane. What they're taking, what they're doing, what they're imposing is inhumane. It's division, it's separate, it's crushing people, it's oppression. It's 2025. We're better than this. So our party, our people, everybody here, you get to find out who you were in this moment. And it's big, because there are kids looking up at you. There are people looking at you from the other side of the aisle wondering what the fuck is wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with us. We're the people with the hearts. We're the people that care. We're the people that love. And if it comes down to guns and bullets, we are not going to fare well. We're going to lose. But when it comes to the act of love, of unity, and the actual humanity in us rising up, this is how we will win. And I do believe it is inevitable that we will win. Because though we are quiet, we are many. And it is our turn to stand up, to be straight up and down and not let it happen anymore. And I don't know how that looks like for you. I'm a very confrontational person. But that doesn't mean that somebody else is. That doesn't mean that you find your role in this moment. You've been building your whole life for this moment. You now have something. Trump has given us something to work for. He's given us a moment to prove who we are and what we stand for. And I crave those moments because in our vanilla, basic pumpkin spice culture, we don't get a lot of those moments. We don't get a lot of those moments. And so we need to show this group right here in the center, what it looks like to fucking give a shit about people that aren't yourself. So that's what we're here to do. I love it. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for letting me speak into this mic. God bless you all, and whatever God you want that to be, and let's have a great day. I do need to